That feels great. Okie dokie. Okay, so let's carry on with the first bubble question. And go. Okay, do you recognize me? We were what? The same class 5 years ago. We were in the same class. Okay, we were in the same class. That means we were all students in the class. There is no other answer that could work here. Not on, not for. You see, at is for a place. But we are talking about a class, which is a group. Okay, this is not a place. We're not talking about a place. We were talking about a group. So you belong in a group. You belong in a group. So you're not at the same class. Okay? By right, that room is called your classroom, not your class. But sometimes when people speak, they say go to class. What they actually mean is go to your classroom. Okay? First question is never a high score. It's always our baseline. Remember that. How can it be? Yeah, it's not fair. Your first question will always be the highest score. What? Let's go to second question. Ready? Go. Okie dokie. What lunch? I had a really bad stomach ache. If you just look at the first sentence, you will not be able to get the correct answer because we need context. You can say it after lunch, yes. During lunch, yes. Before lunch, yes. How do you know the correct answer? By reading the whole question. I had to leave my food half eaten. If that's not enough, I gave you more clues. While Joey and Natsuki finished their meal, so they just continued eating. So obviously this happened during lunch. You see? Please read the whole question. Okay, next, Babur question 3. This is easy. Yeah, Shivani, he's also known as Snowman. Was that loud? What? I didn't get it. Why is the sound so weird? Welcome to Geniebook, where half of you say the sound is too loud and the other half say it's too soft. Ding! Okay, 1, 3, 7. First high score of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get a second high score, we get to hear the celebration song. Okay, let's go. No, my phone is on silent. It's definitely not my phone. I often walk the same street, enjoying the familiar sights, sounds, and smells. You see, this. I just want to point something out to you. S, S, S. Sights, sounds, smells. When you have words, consecutive words that start with the same sound or that have the same sound, you call that alliteration. Let me confirm how to spell alliteration. Yes, correct. Who else? Alliteration. Do you need to know this word? No, it's just a fun fact. Okay, when you have the same sound in a row, sight, sound, smells. Super sight, sound, smell. Saturday. See, all the same sounds. It's just a literary thing. Okay, how do you describe walking a street? You walk along a street. Because why? If this is the street, you walk this way. Let's use a different color. You walk along the street. Okay, you walk along the street. That means you follow where the street goes. If you're going the opposite direction, if you're going this way, look at the orange arrow. If you're doing that, that's called a cross. So if you walk across, you start elsewhere, you walk across the street, and you'll finish elsewhere again. You see? Off the street, on the street, off the street again. Okay, that's along. Sorry, that's across. But today's answer for this one is along. Okay, let's go on. This is I told you that was easy. And number 4, let's go. So again, please read the whole question. It will give you a very, very big clue. Okay, this one. That's the sound we make when we are kind of unsure what's going on. 98 people got it right. Okay. A lot of people pick number 1. So how do we know when this thing happened? It was what? You see, I use the word only for emphasis. Do you realize that? The word only. To emphasize that something happened at a strange time, so to speak. It was only after the hike. That's how it makes sense. It's only after the hike. The long hike, okay, that I noticed my sock had a hole. But you see, I had not felt it. I had not felt it. If you noticed it during your hike, then it doesn't make sense to say I had not felt it. You know why? You know, right? That you see how it doesn't make sense? During the hike, I noticed my sock had a hole. Somehow I had not felt it. Doesn't really make sense. You could argue that yeah, Mr. Fawaz, you saw the hole and you knew it was there, but you didn't feel it. Okay, I get it, but it's not the best answer. The best answer is after. Again, only is the huge clue here. Okay, huge clue. And the had not. Had not. Compare that to noticed, tells you that had not felt it happen earlier. It's the first of two past events. Remember that? The past perfect tense? Right? So after. Again, read everything. Let's go to the question 5. And a bunch of you took your jabs last week. Nice. It looks like there's some coordination in terms of timing. And it's a high score! Guys, are you ready? We got a high score. Are you ready? This is 139. Is it 139? Oh dear, I can't even think. Oh no, where did my window go? Oh my goodness. What's going on? I just want to hit the high score sound. Okay, 139. Let's write it down. Oh no, panicking. I'm just kidding. I'm not panicking. I'm as cool as a cucumber. Ready? Get what your fears. The only one that makes sense is get over your get over your fears. You can only get over your fears. There is no such thing as get into. You can't get into your fear. To get over your fear means to overcome it. Okay, get over your fears is to overcome your fears. Do you see how it makes sense? It's as though your fear is a hurdle. Let's say this is the road of life. This is a fear. Okay, this is life. Then this is a fear. So the fear is a hurdle, it's an obstacle. It gets in the way of you being happy. It gets in the way of you doing things. If you don't get over it, it will just block you. You see what I mean? But if you get over that, then you will no longer be bothered by it. Okay, so get over your fear. Then how about the next one? Join us on a journey what? Over the unknown dungeon? Well, a dungeon is like a cave, right? So it doesn't quite make sense to say to be over the dungeon. It doesn't really make sense. You can literally be over the dungeon, but you're outside. But then the question is, why are you outside the dungeon? Why shouldn't you be in the dungeon? Okay, so it's into the unknown dungeon. Okay, get over your fears and join us on a journey into the unknown dungeon. For those of you who are not so familiar, unknown dungeon is a reference to the old Pokemon game on the Game Boy. Yeah, those of you who know, well done. Okay, what are we doing today? Today we're talking about editing. Okay, so editing is a section in your English paper that might look a little different in some schools compared to others. But here's how the general look is. You will be given a passage that contains errors, and then sometimes some schools will say they underline the error for you, then you must write the correct answer. That is one form of questions. Okay, they underline, what's wrong with this word? Please give us a correct answer. But I've also seen some schools where they give you a short passage and you have to identify the word that is incorrect. Same thing. It's a pretty much the same thing. Okay, sometimes you identify and then you have to correct the word yourself, so that's fine. But once you get to PSLE, it will all be the first one. See the first one where the error is underlined and you correct it. That's how you'll likely do it in PSLE. Okay, for those of you who are in P3, that's still 3 years away. I don't think things will change, but there it is. So comprises 3 components. I want to draw your attention to this. You notice how I said comprises 3, not comprise of. Let's write that down. You don't write of. We don't say comprise of, because comprise equals or comprises equals consists of. So you can say it consists of three components, that's fine. Or you can say it comprises three components. Okay? Now you know. I'm willing to bet you when you go out into the wide world, you will hear many people say comprises of. Then it's up to you whether you want to cry a little bit in your heart or just cringe or ignore or gently tap them on the shoulder and say, "Dear human being, the correct way to say it is comprise blah 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 without the word of." Now that you know it, you can't unknow it. Okay, so there are three sections: grammar, spelling, punctuation. Grammar means we will give you the wrong verb tense. You have to fix that, or the word will be spelled incorrectly, or the wrong punctuation is used for that context or for the sentence, okay? So today, we look at the first two, grammar and spelling. Yay! Oh my goodness. So what do we do for grammar questions? What are the objectives and do we have a strategy? You need to correct the form. You see all these words in light blue? It's a long list. Do you need to memorize the list? No. It's just, this is here for those of you who are interested. Okay? But it's just, you just have to correct the grammar, the verb, that's all, or the noun or whatever. It's used wrongly. Simple as that. What do I recommend you do? I always recommend you start by reading the entire passage. Read the whole thing first. You don't need to write anything yet. I know some of you, but Mr. Fawaz, I always score full marks. I can do this very well. Fine, can. I won't stop you. But if you struggle with this section, then I recommend you read the whole passage first. Control your hand. Don't write anything yet. Because when you read the passage, you get a few things. Number one, you find out what the entire passage is about. Number two, it gives you an idea of the tense or the tenses used, which will help inform your decision for certain blanks. And number three, when you have the whole passage in your brain and you start doing the blanks, it's more likely that your answers will make sense. Okay, yeah, a lot of teachers say this because it's common sense. But you and I know that many kids don't read. They don't. They don't read. Yeah, man. Okay. So once you're done, once you fill in all the blanks, please do yourself a favor. Reread the passage to check your answers. Okay, so this is how it looks like. This is how the instructions probably look like. Okay, some words might vary, but it's like this. Read the passage carefully. The words that underline have either a spelling or grammatical error. Okay, we underline. Write the correct word in each respective blank. Punctuation errors have been encircled. On Geniebook, we circle the punctuation errors. I think in some schools also they circle it. Okay. You are only required to answer the given blank at the bottom. This part is specific to Geniebook. Let me write that down, okay? Specific to Geniebook. You know why? In Geniebook, each question is saved individually. We tell the system, question 1 is grammar, question 2 punctuation, question 3 grammar, question 4 blah blah blah. Every individual question from the same passage has its own like setting. And so we test you one at a time because we want to know, how does this student do for punctuation? Or how about grammar? Or how about this and that? And after you do many worksheets, the Geniebook AI, artificial intelligence, will know, I see this student Fawaz. He's good at grammar, but he's weak in spelling. Okay, we'll give him more and more spelling questions. So I will find that when I do more Geniebook worksheets, I might be given the passage, but it only says, please answer, but I will only have to answer like blank number 3 or just blank number 5. Why? Because the AI has chosen for me to focus on those things. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a fun fact for those of you who might be wondering why did they skip a question? Okay, so here you go. This is a huge, like, I don't know what to call it, wall of words. Let's do it together, okay? First, we read the whole thing. After spring comes summer. Many Brazilians are busy decorating the streets to celebrate the arrival of a new season with a carnival. See, capital C. It's a special name. Okay. The carnival was a festival of colors filled with vibrant costumes, lively music, and dance. Okay. I have an answer in my mind, but I'm not going to write it yet. I'm going to keep reading. Some of you already got the answer. That's fine. People work for months. Hang on. People work. They didn't say people worked. You see that? Why is it was when the rest of the passage is like present tense? Let's continue. People work for months to create. See again, create. Look at this number 2. This is what you call a phonetic spelling of a word. If you read sound by sound, you get the correct pronunciation of the word, but it's not how you spell it. So this is intricate. Intricate. How do we spell this? Yeah, some of you know it. Which are often inspired from historical figures. I see. The biggest and most beautiful. Again, phonetic spelling. Pieces of decoration are typically found, blah, blah, blah. So you have already read the passage. I know you're fast, so I'm going to go back to question number 1. See, when you read the passage, you get many clues. And from the words that are underlined, we know that number 1 should be is. Yes, let's use a bright color is. We are talking about a fact that is still true. Okay, is. And then next one, number 2, intricate. It's spelled like this. In Tricate. If you did not know that word, then now you will know the spelling. The word intricate means there are many fine details. Okay? Fine details. Could be very small, could be very many, but there's a lot of attention to like real proper details. Okay, intricate costumes. Which are often inspired what historical figures? Yeah, correct. We are inspired by things. I was inspired by Fawaz, this weird guy I saw on the internet. By, inspired by, not from. So you see, in this question, the wrong preposition is used. Let's use a different color. Wrong preposition. Yet many of us were able to figure out the correct answer, even though we didn't think, what word class is this? You see what I mean? You don't always have to know what is the word class, but as you read things, you will figure out, hey, that's not right. Next one, beautiful. Okay, let's just quickly write it because this is easy, right? Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, thousands of people book seats watching live. Up close. Okay, this is the phrase. This is the commonly used phrase. Up close, what personnel? Up close means right near. Near. Exactly. Personnel means like a one-on-one thing, right? So the correct answer is up close and personal. Like I said, this is a commonly used phrase. Up close, meet your idols, up close and personal at Causeway Point. Okay, up close and personal. Okay, so that is how it looks like. Pretty straightforward, right? So let's try our own question. Remember to read everything. Ready? Go. People with phobias. What's a phobia? A phobia is an extreme fear. Note that is extreme. It's not just a small fear. It's not just disgust. Extreme. If you have a phobia and you are exposed to that thing you are afraid of, you can get a panic attack. You might end up crying. You might just end up screaming your head off. Usually phobias are caused by a past experience. A past experience. Let's be double sure. Pretty sure that's what phobia is. Okay, it doesn't have a past experience here, but a phobia is a very strong fear. Very strong fear, okay? They are aware that their fears are irrational. Irrational means not logical. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so if you say, I have a phobia of cats, and you tell that to somebody, they'll be like, but it doesn't make sense. And you can say, yeah, I know, cats are cute. They are soft, they can be gentle, but I just have a very, very crazy fear of them. Irrational. They are aware. You see, they know it doesn't make sense, but they are unable to resolve. See, unable, still unable. I know it doesn't make sense, but I cannot help it. That's why the answer is but. You see? So the answer is but. We have this contrast. You know it doesn't make sense, but you are still afraid. Yeah? Or irrational in terms of numbers is slightly different. It just means that that number cannot be computed or understood traditionally as with other numbers. Yeah? Not repeated. Not necessarily. There's a Mr. Farrell, there's a longer definition, but good start there. Okay? So it's not and. We have a contrast here. So let's write that down. We have a contrast. On the one hand, you know that it is nonsense. On the other hand, you cannot stop. Okay, that's what the answer is, but. All right, good enough. Everybody cool? Let's carry on. Haha, Zoe. Okay, next, bubble question 7. Let's go. Okay, the score went up, so that's fine. Not yet a high score, but that's okay. We're here to learn. 100. Oh, it went up to 112 at the last minute. That's so strange. Samuel loved all things sharp. Okay, this is a weird guy, but we're not going to judge him, so I shouldn't have called him weird. It's a guy. He collected them as a hobby. Above his study table, okay, were two decorative knife. We have two. What's the plural of knife? No choice. You have to learn this. This is a welcome to English. Why is it not KNIFES? I don't know. We just have to learn it. Okay, so what is this about? This guy, Samuel, has a study table, right? Okay, study table. And on this wall above, he has knives. These are called decorative knives. So a decorative knife is a knife that isn't sharp. You can't cut with it. And usually decorative knives have very intricate designs. See the word intricate? They have designs and colors or whatever for display. That's what you call a decorative whatever. Decorative sword, decorative knife, decorative whatever. Okay, just for you to put up to look nice. Okay, so I will go back to the previous question. How about this? People with phobias. Let me go through the meaning again. Okay, people with extreme fears know that their fears make no sense. Whatever they are afraid of, they know it doesn't make sense to be afraid of that. But still, they cannot get over these fears. They cannot resolve them, right? They can't make themselves feel okay. These fears can interfere with school. They can make things difficult for you. School, work, even your relationships because of this fear. Can you imagine if I'm afraid of loud noises? Every time I go to school or go to work, there is a chance that there will be a loud noise and I'll just panic. Like really, really panic and run and scream and cry. You see, that is a phobia, an irrational fear. It doesn't make sense. That is what this little passage is about. Okay? Bubble question 8, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Nice. What a nice number. 1, 2, 3. Annette got out of the car and rushed to my side with a concerned look on her face. Concern. She's a bit worried. Beth, are you okay? She asked. Can I point out something? Do you notice after she said, Beth, are you okay? The word she is with the word she begins with the lowercase s. Yeah? Because this is how dialogues work. This whole thing is considered one sentence. This whole thing is considered one sentence. Okay, but you already knew that. I just wanted to point it out again. Thankfully, I got away. What? Only a sprained ankle. A sprained ankle is an injury, right? When you sprain your ankle, ladies and gentlemen, I need to say this. The PE teacher in me is boiling with rage now. Okay, not rage. When you sprain your ankle, it will usually swell and hurt a lot. It happens when you tend to over rotate. Okay, so your foot is supposed to land this way, then maybe you land, pam, you twist it, right? That will be a sprain. That will hurt tremendously. You will not be able to walk. You will limp. Okay, it will be very, very painful. So when you just if you accidentally like hit your ankle a little bit or somebody stepped on your ankle, don't go crying to your teacher, say, teacher, I sprained my ankle. No. I wish none of you will ever sprain your ankle, but if you do, then you will know it's very painful. Okay? There's a difference between sprain versus strain. Okay? Most of the time, what you are referring to is a strain, where you maybe stretched a muscle or a joint a little too much, and so it feels uncomfortable. Maybe it's slightly injured, but it's not bad. It's not crazy bad. That is a strain. Okay? You can strain your neck, you can strain your arm. Now you know. All right? So the answer is, thankfully, I got away with only a sprained ankle. You have an injury, right? You have an injury. You see that? You have an injury. It's like you own it. It is with you. Okay, so you have. Okay, one more question before our break. Yeah, so some of you have sprained things before. Ouch. Let's go. Okay, yeah, this is easy. This is a giveaway. This is what I call a giveaway question. Away. Why? It's as though we are giving away marks or something. Okay, it's easy. 173. Okay, how many students do we have? We have 202 people here, but so still not 100% thing, but that doesn't matter. The students picked up their bags. There. Okay, the word is THEIR. It sounds the same as there. Just so you know, it's there, not their or dia, it's there. The students picked up their bags. Okay? They chatted happily and moved swiftly. Swiftly is quickly, in an orderly manner. They were not messy. They were organized. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Wait, where's my... Oh yeah, bubble question 10, then a break. Sorry. I forgot that I did this. Okay, here's what's going to happen. I want to put this question in for those of you whose schools might test the section differently. Okay, so I won't launch the question yet. Read the short passage and identify the word that has an error. Let me say it again, loud and clear. Identify the word that has an error. Choose the word that has an error, the wrong word. There is one word, it is wrong. Choose that word. I don't know how many times I have to say this, okay? Are you ready? Oh dear, 53 people. Okay, let's look at this passage, all right? In recent years, the number of jaywalking cases. The number, okay, of jaywalking cases describes number. All right, just so you know, we won't go to the answer yet. The number of jaywalking cases have increased. Some pedestrians consider. This is correct because we have pedestrians and some, it's plural, some pedestrians. So number one is definitely not a problem. Some pedestrians consider, plural. Consider it a normal part of life and don't think twice. This is okay. To think twice means to wait. Should I not? Okay. Still, the law is clear. Jaywalking is not allowed. The law is clear. There is nothing you can doubt. It's 100% clear. This is the problem. The number has increased. It's tricky because you saw the word cases, right? Right? But we are referring to the number. The number has increased. The number has decreased. That's what it is. Okay, so I know this was a little bit tricky. So, good job for trying. Okay, next. Spelling questions. So, spelling mistake, and I told you about this just now. Phonetic spelling, right? Where you spell out the sounds. You see, let me read the sentence. Letters that come together to produce the same sound, even though the spelling is wrong. You see what I did there? These are phonetic spellings. I spelled these words the way you sound them out. That's not how you spell the words. Yeah, see, like, wow, yeah. Get it? So for those of you who find these words tricky, I recommend you sound them out. If you're doing your homework, you can just say it, right? But in your exam, you can say it very softly. Soft enough that only you can hear and not your friends. So this is a short section. We only have 3 questions, okay? Please read the whole sentence, ask yourself what this is, and then find the correct answer. I just want to repeat. It's not always phonetic spelling. Not always. Sometimes we give you words that have the same sound but a different spelling. Like this one, question 11. Okay, this is an actual word. This is a word. This is a word. But the one we're looking for is spelt differently. Okay, bubble question 11. Ready, go. This is your value. Principle with a PLE is like your value. Your values. What else? Values, virtues? Something like virtues. Okay, let's say I received this mug. I received this mug as a gift. Okay? But I don't want it. It's a perfectly new mug in a box. And then you say, hey, Mr. Fawaz, why don't you sell it? It's brand new, it's in a box. It's not wrong. You can definitely sell it, somebody will buy it. But I can say, oh, it's against my principles. It's against what I believe in. What do I believe in? I believe things I got free, I should not sell. That is an example of a principle, PLE. Okay? But if you talk about the person in charge of your school, that is a principal. So like David said, your principal is your pal. Your principal is your friend. So like pal. Pal is a friend. If your principal is not your friend, then you are doing something wrong. Okay, so principal's office. The office of the principal. So the answer is number 1. Okay, definitely not number 4 because number 4 is plural. So the answer is number 1. Alistair, does this make sense? The different spelling is a different word. Okay, let's go to bubble question 12. This is a phonetic spelling. You know this. Get it. Go. We're 154. We're 154. 154. Everybody, 154. High score today is 173. Do we have 160? Do we have 160? 3 away from 160. Scores not moving at all. Okay, crept up by 2. And we have 159. 159. I'll keep quiet now. Oh no, we didn't make a high score. We did not make a high score. The answer is, this it's not okay, it's enough. Welcome to English. Okay, enough. ENOUGH. Unfortunately, I did not react fast enough and skidded. Even if you look at this word like enough, you would have guessed it from the rest because these are not real words. None of these words are real. None of them. At least not in English. Okay? So there you go. 160 people got this right. 160. Last question, let's go. Photographs. How do you spell photographs? Might this be a high score? This is our last bubble question. Yeah, see, a bunch of you are telling me a P4. Nice. So, you know what? There's always a lot of people. You're never alone. The score went down again. Guys, what's going on? Photographs. Okay, this one, if you don't know, you have to learn. It's a bit of a complicated word maybe, but let's break it down. Photo, you know, right? Photo, graph. Sometimes when you look at the words and as 2 separate parts, then you will realize, hey, that doesn't sound right. Okay, photograph. So all these are also not real words, not actual words. Okay. And we have come to the end of the lesson. There we go. Here is our summary slide. So that's it. Thank you very much.